welcome Saumen Chakraborthy, CFO at Dr. Reddys Labs joins us. Saumen, thank you so much for joining us.
It's my pleasure.
What's the big excitement about IFRS?
Okay, so I think from an investor standpoint, they may get much better and true picture of the company, because ultimately everything will be on a fair value, and that makes a lot of difference to understand, what are items sitting on the balance sheet in a very proper way, and also you can compare with your peer companies in a very globally competitive environment, in a very fair kind of comparison. And if you really go out and try to borrow money in the international market, the very fact that you comply to IFRS gives you or puts you in a much more advantageous position.
Dr. Reddys Lab is already IFRS compliant.
That's true.
What has the journey been like, from the old accounting standards to this new system of reporting?
Okay, so Dr. Reddys got listed in NYSE in financial year 2001. So then we initially started with US GAAP. Then from 2008 we shifted to IFRS when all the foreign registrants in SE were allowed to report in IFRS. That time the thought was many other countries, like we are present in Russia, Germany, many other. I thought most of the people from their respective country gaps will shift to IFRS. It will become one kind of a thing. But of course it has got delayed. Even in India it has taken so much time. But for the last 6 years when we have adopted IFRS and continuing, I think it has been always, the experience is evolving and we are becoming better at it as it goes. When we initially shifted from US GAAP to IFRS, the major advantage was US GAAP was very rule driven.
Right.
Whereas IFRS, it's a principle based. So there is a substance more than the form. So you really, look at things in terms of principles, so that always helps, better kind of debate. And of course, what we created is a center of excellence in our global financial reporting team. So that COE helps other people to understand the standards better, the interpretations better. We also do some kind of a challenge session within the company to see, if there are exceptional items, how those could have been interpreted accurately and better represented.
What are the two clear advantages that, say, a company like yours would have seen from moving to the IFRS system?
As I said again, we are doing consolidated one in IFRS. We continue for the India standalone in IGAAP.
Right.
So from a US GAAP to IFRS, the major advantage, if I give an example of when we did a Mexico acquisition, there was something which was not sounding very logical to us. But we were forced to do those kind of entries because the rule prescribes so. Even a very senior person, internationally renowned one from KPMG, finally told, fine, it is illogical, but this is the rule. You have no other option but to do it. But in IFRS, always you can, debate on the principle and do what seems right. So there have been many issues from time to time within the business combination by simple asset acquisition, or even in terms of, whether you take a simple revenue recognition or treat it as another income based on the facts and circumstances of the case, and applying a full-fledged judgment, taking help of the literatures which are available. And it's always a better, very transparent, very proper way to go about it.
How ready do you think Indian companies are to usher in this new era of convergence?
One is to work. It's not so simple. There is a lot of change management involved. We should be ready in terms of your technology platform. For us, we had already my SAP business suite, and SAP as an ERP platform allows multiple kind of gap to be coexistent. So, and it evolves. It doesn't happen day one. Right. You can get everything perfect. It evolves over the time. You become more confident and be better at it.
3 reasons why the IFRS regime is good for India.
One, it will be a very fair and principle based accounting. It will be very transparent. The comparisons will be very, very fair. And one look at the entire balance sheet and P&L and can get the right kind of a picture, including what are the risk factors for the company. And also the disclosures makes it much more easier for an investor or an analyst to do a very proper analysis and take a very informed decision in terms of investing in the company.
On a scale of 0 to 10, what would you say is the preparedness of Indian companies to adapt to IFRS and the new Indian accounting standards?
For those who have been only following IGAAPs over a long period of time, I guess will be 5 to 6 in a scale of 10.
All right, sir. Thank you so much for joining us.
Welcome.